Hello and welcome to our midterm poll 2012. Well, there won't or there may be a confidence vote in Parliament next week. That's the buzz today. But the question is, does anyone really want an election right now? Or is everyone terrified of the midterm poll? Well, over the next few days, we're going to answer that question. Who will win and who will lose out if an election were held now? And we can watch how they really behave in the trust vote in Parliament. We've carried out one of the largest midterm opinion polls ever, nearly 30,000 voters across 125 constituencies, both urban and rural India, 60% rural actually. The fieldwork was done by a leading market research organization called Ipsos. And every evening we shall divide the show into 4 parts. We start with a big national question. Then we'll discuss the forecast, the seats that each party will get in key states. The third section is on some major social issue like arranged marriages or dowry or even which state of India has the nicest people. The first question we're going to ask today is the following. Is corruption a major national election issue? Is corruption an election issue? Is it our most important problem? Now, any election issue has to fulfill 2 criteria. First, it has to be an important issue for the people of India. So we asked, what are the main issues that trouble you today? And this is what people said. The single biggest issue that people across the country said that affects them is corruption. Unemployment is second, poverty third, terrorism, Naxalism fourth, and prices fifth. So corruption fulfills the first criteria in any election issue. It is important to the people of India. But the second criterion is one party better than another in solving that problem? And on that front, it's neck and neck. 54% said Congress more corrupt, 46% said BJP more corrupt, and let me tell you, that is not statistically very different. So really, it's 50-50. So in many ways, Shopun, corruption is not an election issue. While it's important to us, to every voter, they don't know who to choose to solve it. But there are a few states, just a quick look at this, where corruption is important, where one party is seen to be more corrupt. Congress is clearly more corrupt in Rajasthan, where 70% said it was more corrupt than the BJP. Orissa 60% and Madhya Pradesh 59%. And there's one state where it is also an election issue. The BJP in Karnataka is seen to be more corrupt than the Congress, 58. But Shopun, every other state is 50-50. So it doesn't affect my vote.
Well, you see, Pranoy, normally there are issues and there are opinion poll issues. Now, you've done enough opinion polls in your lifetime that people have had hot meals. And you'll have found that price rise is a perennial issue.
Right.
It's always there.
Yes.
And unemployment.
Actually, I was very surprised to see it fifth, in fact.
So, price rise and unemployment, invariably, regardless of the economic climate, is always there on top of the polls.
Right.
So, the fact that corruption suddenly, which normally used to feature around 13-15%, has suddenly shot up to such an important,
it's the first time.
To my mind, it would suggest that politically it has become important.
Right.
Right? Now, obviously, if an issue becomes politically important, it is going to shape the political decision making also.
Let's look at Andhra Pradesh. We've done a huge sample in Andhra Pradesh, and let's look at the first question. Who's the best chief minister? And Jagan Mohan Reddy sweeps that state. 48%. 18% for Chandrababu Naidu. KC Rao, of course, only in the Telangana region, 17. Kiran Kumar Reddy, 11. And Chiranjeevi 6. So 48 to 18. It's a sweep for Jagan Mohan Reddy. Then we wanted to ask area-wise, because we want to see how Jagan Mohan Reddy is doing in different areas. Look at this. In the Telangana region, he only gets 19%. But in the rest of Andhra, he gets 62. KC Rao leads clearly in Telangana with 43. And in the rest of Andhra, this person who comes second is still KC Rao with 4%. It's ridiculous, 62 to 4%. Clear sweep for Jagan Mohan Reddy. Then we also asked, should Telangana be a separate state? Again, of course, this will be clearly divided between the two regions. Yes, it should be a separate state. What do the people of Telangana? 86% says that, and that is really overwhelming. The rest of Andhra, 76% say no, it should not be a separate state. This is the problem that any central government or the Congress faces. Then we asked them, all these cases against Jagan Mohan Reddy, are they genuine or do you see it as political vendetta? Genuine in Telangana 74%, rest of Andhra 44%. Political vendetta, Telangana 26%, rest of Andhra 56%. So 56-44, not that
If you look
strong.
at all the parties except the YSR Congress, it's a complete political division. 3/4 of the voters of all parties except YSR Congress say there is genuine. The YSR Congress, of course, you expect the reverse. So it's a polarization between the YSR Congress on the one hand.
It's like it
and the
is
rest
like
on the other.
behaving like two completely separate states.
What is interesting is that 44% believe it's in the
Genuine,
rest of
even in
Andhra.
Andhra. And they're still voting.
68% say
Says
that
no
he's the
problem.
best.
He's the best chief minister.
Because they
It
believe the
puts-
Congress is also corrupt. you
It
see.
puts corruption in some perspective.
Okay, let's have a look at what is the seat forecast in Andhra Pradesh. This is what it looks like. There are 42 seats in Andhra Pradesh. Remember, in 2009, the YSR Congress, as Jagan Mohan Reddy got 0, the Congress 33 out of 42, and others 7. Now, what does this midterm poll say? YSR Congress 21, the Telangana TRS 10, the Congress from 33 down to 9, and others 2. So really, the Congress virtually wiped out. They
Congress is
really
main state. It was
messed
the
up. Their
the
main state
contingent, the biggest contingent of Congress came
gone
from
from
Andhra.
33 to 9. And quick final look at how it's divided. It's also quite obvious. The Congress in Telangana gets 5 out of the 16 seats, and in the rest of Andhra gets 4. So 4 plus 5, 9 seats in total. The TRS 10, so it's 10 to 5 in Telangana with 1 others, and Jagan Mohan Reddy's YSR Congress 21 out of the 26 seats in the rest of Andhra. Shekhar, has the Congress messed up Andhra or what?
Completely, but it's messed up because of a chronic disease of the Congress party, which is its disinclination to tolerate powerful regional chieftains. Now YSR had become one, and he was barely tolerated because he brought so much value to the party. But the moment he disappeared, his son was perfectly all right in his expectation that he will be anointed the new ruler or
No, that's not a question now. The question is that, YSR legacy, yes, Jagan has inherited, no doubt. But at the same time, don't forget that that is the legacy of the Congress. And, it is, there is another 1.5 years to go. Congress has got its own, weapons. Congress has got its own strategy. And, the Congress is the only party in the country which can always bounce back. Because the Congress is always supported by a lot of invisible forces which will surface definitely when the election comes.
Actually, we've got with us Mrs. Bharti Reddy, Jagan Mohan Reddy's wife. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. You must be very upset. But with your husband even in jail, he's dominating the state. So, is there any hope for you making up with the Congress if they're a little nicer to you now?
I don't think, we're in a position where we can dictate terms or, let the seats come. The people are with us. God is with us. Let the seats come, then maybe.
Okay, let me put it another way. In a midterm poll, if the BJP does well, would you help them form a government? Would you support them?
No, Sir Jagan has been very categorical about that. He has said we will in any way not be supporting a BJP-led government. That's out of the question.
Right. That's music to Mr. Moili's ears at least. Ma'am, if you're, it's a tragedy.
No, but I wanted to clarify one thing on what Mr. Moili said. He said Congress has its own weapons. I was wondering if CBI was one of them.
No, they're definitely not. I'm telling you the political weapon, not the government weapon or anything like that. But at the same time, you should one thing you should understand that, the Jagan cannot go against Congress. That is the statement given by sister. By that you should understand that without a Congress base and a strategy, Jagan cannot, march forward.
Who is the leader of your party in Andhra Pradesh that you will put forward in front of the voters? Or will you then decide after winning the elections, will the High Command decide?
No, our procedure is always like this, once
It wasn't-
after the election
sir,
is over,
sir, I'm
we'll
sorry
take
to-
the opinion of the MLAs, then elect.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. In Andhra Pradesh, it was not like that under YSR. In Andhra Pradesh,
that differs from the state to state.
so what will it be like in
The question
Andhra
is that,
Pradesh?
for example, we projected Amarinder Singh in Punjab. What happened? And there was every chance of winning the elections in Punjab. Sometimes, it works in favor, sometimes doesn't work in favor.
Okay.
That is why it should be a well calculated decision.
Okay, one
when
last
election
word
comes.
from you, Mrs. Reddy. What do you see happening over the next 6
Yes, sir.
months, given
Yes,
that this your husband is clearly dominating the politics of the state? Do you see the Congress changing? What do you see?
Sir, I don't know about how the Congress will react to this. But one thing I know for sure is YSR has done a lot of good for the people. And see, one person with one mind cannot do so much good on one side and so much bad on the other side. It is not compatible. A man who thinks about the good of the people cannot with the same hand do bad. And I think the people see that YSR is, YSR has been the best administrator in the state. I think that's what they have seen. And that's why they all got him back in 2009 again.
Right.
And then after YSR passed away, the whole state has witnessed what they have done to, what they have been doing to Jagan. Just to put Jagan in a tight spot, they have unleashed a whole reign of terror in the state.
Reign
And
of
that
terror.
is boomeranged, I think.
Right. They do see it.
People have seen, people have seen, the
ma'am-
CBI people came, they raided our premises.
But ma'am,
I don't
there's
think
still-
it's been done to any of the other
Right. Right.
leaders.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But there is quite a high proportion in Andhra, the non-Telangana region in particular, that still is worried about corruption of your husband. There is a high proportion, about 45%.
No, sir, but all the people who have seen him, especially the Rayalaseema, Telangana, Rayalaseema and Andhra, because he hasn't entered into Telangana as such in a big way.
Right.
All the people who have met him, because they have seen him be a part of their lives, they have seen him as their brother, as their son.
Right.
They know that he cannot do something like that.
Right. That is reflected in the final results. Your husband is dominating politics in Andhra Pradesh and is set to sweep that state if an election were held today. Thank you very much for joining us. We do want to move on to your state,
and in a
Madhya Pradesh.
democracy, sir.
One small point here. These polls were done at a time before any meaningful election campaign has taken off. So it's a sort of still photograph of a normal state,
Correct.
of a normal situation.
Correct.
Now, if the momentum as it is shows it's so heavily weighed in favor of the YSR Congress, after an election campaign, I suspect that the Congress has a greater reason to fear than is the case what your figures suggest.
But Pranay, BJP hasn't opened its account in
No,
in
BJP,
Andhra
they're about
Pradesh.
we're going to Madhya Pradesh, they don't want to talk about that.
No, but before we go to Madhya Pradesh,
Right.
while on
Andhra.
Andhra Pradesh, we must discuss Telangana.
Yes.
The 8 years, the Congress has not fulfilled its promise
Right.
to the people of Telangana that there would be a separate state.
Right.
It is on the strength of this promise that they got 33.
Okay, let me take a quick thing. Should
This is a
Telangana be a
betrayal.
separate state? Yes or no, Shekhar?
Well, it should be, and so should many other states,
Smaller
because
states.
many of our
Should it
states
be a
are big.
separate state?
Of course, it must have happened yesterday.
Yes.
India's #1 news app. Just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.